Hi there YouTube. Now as you go, I've been gone for a little while and that's because I had my end of high school exams, but they're over now. So that means plenty more uploads to come. If you remember from a couple of videos back, I actually got a shipment, $200 in fact, worth of Thomas goodies from another YouTuber. And I only had a chance to go through the wind-ups from that, which was the most recent wind-up review. And now we've got time to have a look at the rest of the strange contents of this package. And I'm really going to need your help because I do not know what a lot of these are, in terms of when they were made, how they were made, what series they were part of, and all that kind of good stuff. So, in no time now, let's get into this next part of my epic Japanese Thomas review, and take a look at these strange Bandai toys, and see exactly what kind of surprises they held in store. Alright, so before I go into a review of the individual locomotives, to help me identify this, I'm going to go through some of the key features of this range. Now the first thing to note is that these are die cast. So this metal top part, like on the Take and Play models, is made of metal. The second thing is that these engines have these kind of rollers on them. Each piece of rolling stock has two little plastic rollers on the bottom, as you can see spinning there, which help them move along. Now I'm not sure if they're actually meant to have a track or not, but this kind of wheel system would maybe make me think that they're not designed to have a track. The next thing to note is the way the coupling system works. Let's see, I'll just unplug this part. What you can see is that one end of the locomotive has a little pin, and the other one has a hole for that to go into. Now what's weird about this is that a couple of the engines had these in them. And these look like, if I can get to focus, these are like small adapter pieces, and they've got two pins, one of them round and one of them rounded off like a dome and one of them flat like a cylinder with a cut, so it looks like a screwdriver should go in there. Now I have no idea what these are for because they mean that the couplings aren't level. If you have a look at this, when we do have a look at this, and we put this piece in here, and then say for example we get a truck, you can clearly see that the truck when coupled up is going to be below Thomas, and thus I don't understand how this little black piece is supposed to work. So if anyone has any ideas what that's supposed to do and how that's meant to go together, I'd love to see it. But now let's get on to the individual characters I actually have from this range. Alright, so we've seen this guy already, let's take a proper look at him. Now this is one of the three Thomases that I had from this collection. This is the surprise face Thomas. I think this is a really nice looking Thomas. Not only do I like that surprised face, I also just really like the way it's done. It's got a very nice scale to it. If I try and get a comparison, here's one of the little Gacha Thomases that I talked about very early on. You can see that it's about double the length of that one, but about the same width. So the proportions are much nicer. It's probably a little bit elongated, kind of like how Ertl's a little bit elongated and a bit tall, but I don't really mind. I think it's really nice, and I really appreciate the detail that's gone into the wheels, despite the fact they don't actually spin. So this has got really, really nice details on it for the size of the toy. As you can see, 2004 and Bandai China. I'm assuming is what that B means. The next Thomas here we've got is the cranky face Thomas. He's not having a good day, possibly because he doesn't know which set he belongs to. This one we can see is actually earlier, 2003. So that's kind of interesting because I would thought all the different faces would come out at once if this was a short-lived range, but we'll have to have a soon look. Remember, I haven't really looked over these that much since I purchased them. Besides the face, the detailing seems exactly the same. I can't see any real differences. The blue looks different on camera, but I think in real life it's exactly the same. We come to the next one. The next one is a really funky looking one. This again is 2005, so this is an even more recent one. And you can see there's been a change. We've got black couplings now on the front and on the back. And interestingly enough, they're actually slightly different heights, which is kind of interesting, which might explain the Thomas adapter piece, maybe. Yeah, so the couplings have gone black, but besides that, the engine is practically the same. Again, we note that they've got a new face, and this one is the strange, surprised, sad, I don't really know, what do you call that face? I don't know. It's really hard to kind of characterize. It's like a disappointed face, maybe? I'm not sure. You guys can tell me what you think of that. So therefore, I've got the three Thomases. I've got sad, angry, and surprised. I'm a little bit disappointed to get a happy face Thomas, because I always like to have a happy face Thomas, but alas. Alright, so here's Percy. He's got another one of these weird adapter things. Now, he's a later model, as you can see, if we look at that 2005, because he's got the black couplings. He's got that same really nice valve gear detail and piston detail. They're really well done paint and nice details. The only thing I don't like about Percy is his face. I don't think they quite nailed the face. It's a little bit too ghastly. It needs to be a bit more puffy, I think, to really get that 100% right. But the other one I have is a more beat up version. This is a 2004 version, and as you can see, it's got the red couplings still. He's obviously lacking a coupling on the front. He's a lot more beat up. He's had a lot more love than this later one. And he also feels slightly heavier, so maybe they use a little bit less metal in these ones, I'm not sure, but it's got that same not quite right face. If we keep going through the Steam team, the next version I've got is Toby. Toby's a really nice physical model. I really like the way he's come together. I like the roof detailing, how you've got the bell, I actually have no idea what that thing is, because he's not electric, so is it some kind of collecting rod? I don't know. And his little funnel. Really nice detailing there. You can see that he has got the black couplings, because he's a 2005 one. And the face is hard. I like it, but I just think it's a little bit too squashed, and it sticks a little bit too far out for my liking. So the face is probably the biggest letdown for this Toby model, because the actual one itself is really, really nice. But let me know if you agree or disagree with that idea. If we're going on popular characters, here's another one, Spencer, especially during the CGI era. You can see that Spencer is following the trend that the wind-ups did for some of the engines, where they've combined the tender into the locomotive. That trend continues in this Bandai range. Now, he's one of the later ones, but unlike Thomas, who had a hole at both ends, and Percy, who had a hole at both ends, Spencer actually has a pin at the front to couple up bits and bobs to, if I can get that to come in, there you go. And he has a loop at the back, so that's interesting to note. Again, we've got that nice die-cast feel, the nice silver finish, the complexities in the wheels. I just can't get over how good they look, considering that he still only has two little rollers underneath. And I think his face is quite good. I've actually got two of these, but as far as I can tell, they're the same. They've just got wear in different places. Now, of course, you can't have a railway without the infamous Diesel 10. Now, Diesel 10 has had a bit of Thomas love on him. Interesting to note, this one's copyright the Magic Railroad Company, 2004, not Ghislaine Thomas. As you've noticed, his claw does spin around, pivots a little bit, but I don't think that's intentional. He's got an awesomely crazy face. Like, look at that face. Oh, so much evilness right there. I love it. He's got the old red couplings with the pin at the front and not the back. And he's just a very, very devilish looking Diesel 10. I really, really like him. I think he's probably a little bit small. If we compare him to Thomas, you can see that they're not quite sized right, but you know what? That is definitely a win for me. Sticking to the railway characters, I've got two of these Skarloeys. Now, as far as I can tell, they're the same. This is an interesting one, because he's actually combined with his coach, which is kind of odd, considering that Percy was by himself, but Skarloey isn't. But anyway, that's okay. He looks really nice like this. I think it's a really well-detailed model. All of these have been really well-detailed, especially, as I said, in the wheels, considering they don't actually work. He's got nice details. This one's 2005, hence the black, and then the two loops at the end. And I got two of those ones. You can see there's the other one there, but they're basically the same. We've got Duke now, who's really nice. He's quite a heavy model, I'm not sure why, but he just feels really nice in the hand. The face is really on point, I think, and they really captured that look that Duke has in the show, and probably in the books as well. Again, 2005, so the black. And you can just see how much detail is in these little guys, and it's really, really quite impressive, considering what they are. Now I've got two of these as well, and there's different wear patterns on those. Next are two trucks, they're identical. These are interesting because they're plastic, they're not die-cast. The entire body is made of plastic. They've still got the same rollers though, and if I can find the year, they're 2004. So, they've got black couplings, they've got the pin at one end and a loop at the other, which makes it a lot more fun to couple up with your favourite engines. But those are quite nice to have, as to have some rolling stock in this collection. Next we move on to tractor engine Terence. Now, if we can see, he is 2003, so he's one of the really early ones. He's got the same roller design. The face is kind of there. Not a massive fan of it, but I don't hate it either. But as a model, again, like they've just done a really good job with capturing the essence of the characters in these. I'm yet to find any of these. I don't think the actual physical model's good. The faces just aren't always exactly what I would like. But as I said, other people may disagree. So he's a really, really nice character to have. And his size-wise, again, he's probably a little bit too big, but that doesn't matter. We take that as poetic license. The last character I've got in this collection is Jack. You may recognise. He's obviously seen better days with his little digger thing missing. I think his arm is meant to move, but I'm not sure. I can't seem to get it to move, so maybe they are actually glued on. I'm not sure. He's, again, an early one, so 2003. He's got one hook on the back. He's really nice. I think, again, the face is almost there, but not quite there. But again, the actual model is very well finished, very well scaled within itself. And she's disappointing doesn't have the bucket, but was in the box, so what can you do? Here you go, just for a quick look at what they look like when you kind of couple them together and make a bit of a train. Choo, 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 choo. The couplings are a little bit, because there's not a lot of leniency in them, if you go over a bump, they're probably going to come off like that. But that's okay, as long as you don't get, I like my lunch steamed. Yeah, well, that just happened. Anyway, guys, so as you can see, this is quite an interesting little scale of Bandai toys. I can't seem to find out what they are. I don't know, I can't seem to find any records on the internet, unless I'm just looking under the wrong thing. But I really am trying to figure out what these engines are, because I actually really, really like them. Of the only is that I've only had a quick look through all the stuff, just so I could organise it into different categories to review in. But of all the series, these are definitely one of the highlight ones. I think they've got a really nice scale about them. I like the fact that they're die cast and they've got an extra weight. The coupling system isn't horrendously bad. It's a little bit not quite right, but that's okay. And the way they roll is really nice. And I think that's a really good compensation for the fact that you've got these extra details. And I think, to be honest, I would prefer these details on some of the larger engines, such as Take and Play. Like we had in the original Ertls, where, you know, they had the fake pistons over the top of the wheels. Because I really like those kind of details. I think they show they pay a lot of attention to what they're doing. And have fake wheels in some situations. But maybe that's just my bias because I love the Bluebird toys. Who knows? So yeah, let me know what you thought about these engines. Let me know if you've got any of them, or if you know what they were called, or if you've seen them around somewhere. Maybe they were sold in shops back in 2002, 3, and 4, and I just had no idea what I was doing. Who knows? Alright guys, as always, make sure you let me know what you think by commenting and liking or disliking. Hopefully not disliking, but, you know, if that's what you like to do, go for it. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my book Stories of Earth World War 3 to help me support buying brand new things to go on this channel. And as always, if you've got this far, that's awesome of you. Thumbs up to you. And that's all we've got time for from TrainzXtreme.